Welcome. We believe that tomorrow can and will be better than today. But it takes a hero to change the world. It takes you. Become hero. Welcome to our Become Hero Day. That belief inspired us to create the new line of equipment that you will see. Equipment that is designed for you to make you faster, more productive, to simplify your operations, to allow you to become hero. The person that helped design the equipment is with me today, Seth Alberty. He's going to walk you through our new low-speed T1 and R25 wet-dry vacuum. Seth?
Yeah, so the idea of hero is a big idea. It's a cool idea. And to really show you what we mean when we talk about hero, we'd like to share a short video titled, Who is Hero?
Hopefully you found that video as inspiring as we have. Hero is really a movement. It's about becoming your best. And to walk you through the products is Seth. He'll start with the R25.
So the R25 wet dry vacuum is really revolutionary. It's unlike any wet dry vacuum you're going to find. And to just introduce this product, I'd like to share with you another 30-second teaser video that really shows the product and some of the key features, and then we'll do a deep dive into the product features. So I'd now like to invite you to really check out this machine. We're going to get in and see all the features of this machine. So right off the bat, one of the things that's just huge about this literally is the recovery tank. This is a 25-gallon recovery tank, which is bigger than any similar machine on the market. The lid opens up. It's got a huge opening, so it's easy to clean out, easy to empty. The lid is actually detachable from the machine, so it can be separated off, which again helps under situations where you need to transport or if you need to dump out the machine. Probably the most innovative feature about this, in my opinion, is what we were able to accomplish with the airflow of the flow through the system and through the vacuum motor. If you're at all familiar with these machines, you're used to a vacuum where you're picking up the air very low into the machine, which is just almost at the water level. That is dangerous, and that is something that we wanted to address because we do not want to be able to ingest or pull in any kind of water or foam or any kind of liquid, because we know that when that gets in the motor, that's the number one case of failure of these types of machines. So what we did is we are pulling the air all the way from the very top inside the head rather than at the bottom. So the air is not flowing from the bottom into the motor, it's flowing all the way from the top. And so what that means is that we are picking up the air all the way at the very top of the head, which is a solid foot at least of distance away from the water level. That really minimizes any risk of water ingestion. Some other cool things about this are the drain. So there's actually two ways that we can drain the machine. It's got a large tip and pour, and this is a large 4-inch opening. And so this is useful if you need to drain into an elevated drain like a toilet or a mop sink that has a high lip on it. You can roll it up to that and then tip the machine back to pour. And then it also has the traditional drain hose here. Now this drain hose is unrestricted and a larger size than what's typically used on these machines. That results in much faster draining. And if we look inside the machine, we can see that it's really designed for good and efficient draining. You can see that the drain outlet is a large opening, and it's all the way in the very bottom point of the machine, and everything slopes to it. And so you really have a good, flushing effect where all the sediment that settles to the bottom, it all gets flushed out and expelled through the drain. Another really clever thing is the tip and pour drain is transparent. And so it serves as like a window. So you can see when the water level is getting full, you can see that water level on the outside of that tip and pour cover. And so you know that you're ready to drain and empty the machine. Another pretty innovative feature is on the air inlet. And so what we're really trying to do here is we're trying to minimize any kind of splatter or foaming that's going to happen with the liquid. And so when we bring it through into the recovery tank, it flares out into this larger size nozzle that slows down the speed, and it's directed right to the sidewall. So it gently hits that sidewall and then just kind of drizzles down the side of the tank. That minimizes any splashing or sloshing that's going to create that foaming inside. Let me talk a bit about the squeegee here. So the squeegee is wide. It's a 28-inch squeegee body that takes 29-inch squeegee blades. And to raise and lower the squeegee is just super simple. There's a kick plate on the back, and by kicking it forward, it's in the down use position. And then by stepping on that plate, it automatically just latches in the up position for transport. So again, that is about as easy as it gets. Down, up, down, up. And so that is very easy. If we look at the squeegee blade, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it and show you how the blades are attached. First, let me mention that it does have the breakaway slots. And so if it were to hit a wall hard, the squeegee is designed to break away to minimize damage. But the squeegee blades are held in by this plastic piece that serves as a clamp. And so just by loosening these 4 bolts, no tools are required. You loosen these 4 bolts, and then you kind of press it out. That loosens the clamp. The blades just slide right out. And putting them in is just as easy. Slide them in and put everything together to clamp it. The wheels on the back are adjustable. The height position is adjustable to account for different floor types, different water or solution that you might be wanting to pick up, as well as to account for any wear that might happen on the blade over the life of the blade. And the last thing I'll say is that the blade type is ridged, and it's ridged on both sides. That allows it to be functional in both the forward direction and the rearward direction. And so we're going to now do a demonstration. We're going to get some water on the floor. I'll reassemble the blades, and we'll show you how well this machine picks up the water, because it's really quite impressive. So to demonstrate how well this picks up water, we're going to dump a bucket of water on the floor, and then we're going to pick it up with the machine and we'll show you how the machine really functions here. So the main power switch on the machine is in the back of the machine. And before I do this, I wanted to just mention, you probably noticed that the machine has headlights. That's actually really useful for me, the operator, because I know that I have power. This is a 50-foot cord. The outlet could be far away. And it is so nice for me to know that I have power before I'm going to start actually doing the work. And then, of course, the light also brights the area. If you're working in a dark environment, and for bystanders who might be walking by, they know that there's a machine that's in operation and they look super cool. So we really enjoy the headlights on this. So to actually pick up the water, I'm going to turn the motor on and drop the squeegee, and I'm going to demonstrate that you can pick up both going forward and going rearward. So as we look at this floor, I'm feeling this floor and it is just bone dry. It is absolutely dry. There's not even a single droplet of water on the path that I made. And that's a testament of the squeegee design, the squeegee blade design, as well as the power that you have in the motor and the ability to lift that water. But it does just a great job of picking the water off the floor, and it's easy to use, easy to operate. I didn't mention yet, but holding the machine is very ergonomic. You've got some distance from the wheel position, which gives you leverage, which helps you to turn the machine and makes it very maneuverable. All in all, just a very effective machine that's just a real pleasure to use.
Our next product we'd like to show you is our T1 low-speed floor machine. And to kick it off, here's a short video.
So let's dive right into the T1 low-speed machine. So first, just some basic specs. This machine is a 175 RPM machine, which is very standard for low-speed floor machines. And it uses a 1.5 horsepower motor. Now, what really differentiates this machine from others is the build quality. We have gone above and beyond on things like thickness of the steel brackets. That is a very thick bracket. The pivot bolt, which is a carriage bolt, is very oversized. We use a steel square tubing for the handle, which gives you more strength. All the controls in the control area, these are cast aluminum levers, nothing plastic. Everything is either stamped steel or cast aluminum. Also, the deck is a stamped steel. The apron is stamped steel. And so these are heavy duty parts, industrial parts. We use the motto, built for battle, and we definitely believe in that on this machine. This machine uses a pigtail to disconnect the cord, and this is the twist to lock style pigtail. And so once you twist it, it's not gonna come loose or pull out very easily. The handle adjustment is done by releasing the lever with your foot. You can use your hands too. It freely allows the handle to pivot into a range of positions. Generally, it's best to keep it about at the height of your belt. That's a good position. So once you get it in position, you simply step on it, and that clamps it and locks it into place. The clamp itself, it has some interlocking teeth between the clamping piece and the clamped piece. That helps to really lock it in, and so it's not going to come loose or slide on you while you're in operation. We're going to go ahead and do a short demo here. I'll fire up the machine and power it on. One other thing that I want to mention is this machine has a bubble level here. And so as I put it to level, you can see that it levels itself by the bubble level. That's really useful information when you're starting the machine. And so you know your level, and it's not going to take off on you one way or the other. And so I've already got the machine adjusted at my belt height. I'm going to go ahead and power it on. I will mention one more thing. The headlight on this, it's an LED light strip. Again, it does a great job of illuminating the area in dark environments. But one of the nicest things about that is I know that I have power. I know that I'm connected at my pigtail. I know that the outlet is connected, and I know that the outlet has power. And so that's a really useful confirmation that I have power. So to start the machine, there's a safety switch with my thumb that I'm going to press up and then engage either of the switches on the side. And I'll mention that there are actually 2 independent switches in here between the left and the right. We did that on purpose for redundancy. So if one of the switches fails, the machine is not down. You can still use the machine while you get the replacement switch that you need. So to start the machine, I've already got it at my belt height, and I'm going to disengage the safety lever with my thumb and then engage it with my levers. And I'm going to check the bubble level. I'm good in level right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and engage it. And just look how smooth this machine is. It's very smooth, effortless to move, very maneuverable, and just combined with the build quality and the industrial strength, I'm sure you will find this machine just to be a real pleasure of a machine to operate. I'm also going to demonstrate one of the nicest features about this is that it's very quick and easy to change the configuration of the machine. Currently, it's a 20-inch machine, but we can very quickly convert it to be a 17 or a 13-inch machine. And so simply rock the machine back and disconnect the pad driver, which is the 3-prong lug design, which is very standard for these machines. And then to swap it out, there are going to be 4 bolts that we're going to take off. That will remove the apron from the machine and then reinstall the new size, and 4 bolts will hold the new size back into place. But what's especially nice is that there are additional bolts that hold the motor to the deck. And so once I've loosened the apron, everything else stays together. I don't have the motor falling or trying to manage. It's all very easy to make this change. So I'm going to get some tools and I'm going to demonstrate how easy it is to change the size. We're going to go from a 20-inch down to a 17-inch size. Okay, so we're ready to change out the head here. I've got my impact wrench, and all I'm going to do is take out these 4 bolts. And as soon as I take the last one, it's going to be loose to remove. Okay, so that's the last of the bolts. This apron just comes right off like that. And I've got my other size here, which is the 17-inch size. And we're going to reinstall it by putting the same bolts back through the same holes. Just get one to kind of start, finger start them. Okay, 2. All right. Okay, and just drive them in. And we've got the 17-inch pad driver with pad, and get it installed, and it is now converted to a 17-inch machine. And I mentioned before, but we also have a 13-inch machine, which is really nice and compact. That's a very useful size for getting behind a toilet or in a tight area. And if you're using a 13-inch pad, then you get a lot of weight on a pretty small area. So if you have really aggressive cleaning that you need to do, a 13-inch machine can be useful for that too.
Thanks, Seth, for walking us through the products. To those listening in, we are excited. Hero really is a movement, but it takes all of us. So to the distributors listening in, we need your support. You are the vital link between us and the custodians that we built this equipment for. To the custodians, we hope that this equipment allows you to do a faster, simpler, and more reliable job. To learn more about our R25 and T1 which are in stock today for immediate ship, please visit Become Hero. Thank you.